たの癒しさが招いた結果ですよ。立場をわきま。
黙れ。エント。
In this video, I just want to bring you a list of one of the best anime genres, where the MC is placed in a low rank, but is actually overpowered. It's extremely satisfying to watch an MC who is underestimated by everyone due to being placed in a low ranking, kicking ass when they decide to show their true power and surprising everyone, and in the end they end up with one or the waifus falling in love with them. So, without further ado, let's get straight to the video. To start the video, the irregular at Magic High School. In a world where magic has become a reality thanks to technology, we are introduced to the siblings Shiba Tatsuya and Miyuki Shiba, who are about to begin their studies at one of the best schools for magicians in the world. Miyuki is considered a magical genius, while on the other hand, Tatsuya is seen as a failure for almost not possessing any magic at all. However, what no one knows is that Tatsuya is actually one of the most powerful magicians in the world. While Tatsuya suffers prejudice at school, we discover that Miyuki has some rather peculiar feelings for her own brother, which reminds me of a certain peculiar sibling relationship in the world of anime. Well, in the irregular at Magic High School. It's amazing to see Tatsuya being recognized for his great achievements as his past unfolds, revealing the reasons behind his immense power.
気づいたか？心臓の鼓動だ。
And for the number 2, the Misfit of Demon King Academy. When the war between humans and demons seemed never-ending, the Demon King decided to sacrifice himself in the hope of building a better future. 2,000 years later, Anos Voldegoat is reincarnated, and to his surprise, his entire history has been falsified, and no one remembers his existence or everything he did for the demon realm. Anos then decides to enroll in the Demon King Academy, and when he arrives, he sees that the demon world is nothing like what he envisioned with his sacrifice. During the entrance exam, the magic meter is unable to detect his immense power, leading everyone to consider him extremely weak. From here, we follow the Demon King uncovers what really happened, all while kicking the butts of some NPC. The Misfit of Demon King Academy is definitely worth watching if you enjoy an overpowered protagonist who is underestimated but surprises everyone with his power. And for the number 3, Chivalry of a Failed Knight. In this anime, we are introduced to a world where only a few people can manipulate their souls into weapon form. These individuals study and train at Hagen Academy, where Ikikuro Gain, the only rank F in the entire school, attends and is ridiculed by everyone. However, one day his world is turned upside down when he accidentally sees the rank A princess, Stella Vermilion, naked, and is challenged by her to a duel, where the loser must become the winner's servant. This is when Ikki surprises everyone and wins the duel. Now, with the princess as his servant, his story changes completely as he makes friends and begins to prove to himself and those around him that it was a mistake to label him as a rank F. Just a side note, don't ask me why, but some moments in this anime might remind you of Yusuga no Sora, especially given Ikki's sister's personality.
何を言って。
僕は今心から思っている。お前たちを殺しておくべきだったと。
And for the number 4, Tsukimichi Moonlit Fantasy. Due to an agreement between Makoto's parents and a goddess from another world, he is transported to an isekai where the goddess decides that he will not be able to communicate with humans simply because he is too ugly. And unfortunately, I understand his pain very well. The goddess then places a curse on Makoto, in which he will understand the language of all races except humans, so that he won't contaminate the beauty of her world. Makoto is abandoned at the edge of the world, but his magical and physical abilities make him an extremely overpowered person in this new world, which causes some of the most powerful beings and entire races of creatures to want to serve him. It is then that he decides to create a world where all races can coexist in peace. With the help of Shin, a dragon who is one of the most powerful beings in the universe, and who asks to become his servant, he begins to put his plan into action while dealing with the goddess who hates him and the humans who fear him because of his appearance. He will do whatever it takes to create this world of peace for his reign. And for the number 5, Classroom of the Elite. Kudo Aikase Senior High School seems like the perfect place to study, with excellent facilities and the guarantee of an outstanding job for those who graduate. It is a place where classes are ranked from A to D, and only the highest-ranked students receive special treatment. This is where Kiyotaka Ayanokuji comes in, an extremely cold and calculating student, emotionless, and who sees people merely as tools. He is deliberately placed in Class D, where the so-called worst students in the school are. Ayanokuji decides that he will raise his class to rank A, acting as a shadow mentor, manipulating everything and everyone. In addition to having an intellect far superior to any other student in the school, he is also very strong. Even against the odds, he will do whatever it takes to achieve his goal. With a protagonist who breaks away from the typical anime mold, Classroom of the Elite is excellent and definitely worth checking out.
生意気ね。あんた、しつけが必要だわ。
And for the number 6, chillin' in my 30s after getting fired from the Demon King's army. Daryl, a man who possessed no magic at all, was just an ordinary worker in the Demon King's army. When the son of the army's general takes over command, he expels Daryl for being too weak. Now, without a home and job, Daryl begins wandering alone in a forest. By a stroke of luck, he saves Malika, a girl with 2 giant melons, who invites him to stay in her village as a thank you. It is here that Daryl, who spent his whole life thinking he was a demon, discovers that he is actually a human with a hidden power that far surpasses any existing hero. He becomes involved in the conflict between humans and demons. Without knowing which side to choose, Daryl just wants to relax with Malika and his new and old friends. This anime is great for anyone looking for a light-hearted story with a romance where the couple actually progresses without unnecessary delays.
ほんのわずかでもこのパーティーなら勝てるかもしれないと思ったことが間違いだった。
And for the number 7, the reincarnation of the strongest exorcist in another world. The most powerful exorcist in the world becomes a target of envy and fear from his own companions, leading to his death at their hands. In his final breath, he casts a spell that allows him to reincarnate in a new world as Seiko Lambergue, an illegitimate son in a family where magic is everything, yet he has no talent for magic, causing everyone to ignore and despise him. However, what no one knows is that he was reborn with all the knowledge from his past life. Now, he has decided to reach the limits of his abilities while hiding his powers as much as possible to avoid the same fate as his first life. As Seika makes friends in his new world and gradually uses his abilities to deal with enemies, he finds himself torn between revealing his true power to save his friends or staying hidden, and losing the people important to him.
納得だよ。獣に発情するなんてさすがビーストで。
And for the number 8, Beast Tamer. This is yet another one of those incredibly satisfying anime where we get all the cliches we love. In this story, we are introduced to Rainshroud, a beast tamer who works for the villainous heroes group, where everyone saw him as nothing but dead weight. After just 6 months, he is kicked out of the group due to his uselessness and lack of combat skills. Now, having to restart his life from scratch, he meets Kanata, a cat spirit considered one of the most powerful species in that world. It is then that we discover that Rain is actually the most powerful beast tamer ever seen and is capable of forging pacts with the most powerful species. We then follow the journey of Kanata and Rain as adventurers, eventually surpassing even the heroes group as he begins to forge pacts with more and more legendary creatures who, by the way, are all waifu material. It's so satisfying to see him get revenge on the hero and his group when they realize how strong Rain has become. And at number 9, we have Noragami, and I know you all are with me and also longing for a new season. Yato is a self-proclaimed delivery god who dreams of having millions of followers worshipping him, but his goal couldn't be further from reality, as he doesn't have a single follower and survives by doing odd jobs. His luck begins to change when a high school girl, Hayori Iki, saves him from an accident with the infamous Recap-Kun, preventing him from being sent to an isekai. She survives, but her soul now keeps slipping out of her body, and she asks Yato to help her return to normal. Yato explains that he needs a Shinki, spirits that become weapons for the gods, and that he needs a new one because his last Shinki abandoned him. From here, we see Yato's life begin to change as he acquires a new Shinki, a high school boy named Yukain. Yato, Hayori, and Yukain embark on various adventures together, while we gradually learn how such a powerful god like Yato ended up in his current situation, as his dark and mysterious past begins to unravel. This is one of the most popular anime on this list, and everyone who has watched it eagerly awaits more seasons. Like you, I continue to hope for more and more seasons of this wonderful anime.
のたうち回れよこの鉄くず野郎そうまと
And now for the last one, Anti-Magic Academy, the 35th Test Platoon. In this anime, not only is the protagonist underestimated, but so is his entire battle squad. In a world plagued by magical dangers and threats, we are introduced to the Inquisitors, who are divided into small squads ranked by their performance, with the 35th being the worst of them all. The captain and his members are seen as incompetent by all the other squads. Takaru Kusanagi is known as cursed because he cannot use firearms and fights only with swords, struggling to support his sister and pay off his family's debt. One day, everything changes when a powerful inquisitor, Aoko Tori, joins his squad after being punished for killing a witch and breaking the rules. Now, the 35th squad must put aside their differences to rise in the ranks, proving to everyone that they are more than capable and, in fact, are incredibly overpowered. I'd like to thank everyone for joining me for another anime recommendation list. If you've made it this far, don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. Comment below any anime you think should have been on this list, and I'll definitely check them out. See you next time here on Animeplace.